When you're confronted with an old advertising in black and white, then your first reaction is, yay, they did it. What do I mean? Well, have a look yourself. Lorier is presenting these days a new model in the typical retro ad. They call it the Astra and they combine it with images of Martin Luther King and Harrison Ford. And one gentleman in Northern Europe has a hard time to breathe now. That looks epic. Very sorry for the fanboy vibe here, but I own a Lorier, handled others, and so this video was a no-brainer. Specs first now. We have an automatic watch with a case diameter of 36 mm, a length lug-to-lug of 44 mm, a height of 9 and a lug width of 20. The watch is equipped with a plexi crystal, a screw-down crown, and is waterproof up to 100 meters. Inside works the well-known Miyota 90-15 movement. The watch comes on a steel bracelet in two versions, white dial and a so-called special edition with a blue dial. Price for each version is $499. So with an average European VAT and currency conversion you end up with around 550 euros. And now let's begin here. If we see that watch, we feel kind of at home. It looks exciting, but at the same time familiar. And in fact, Lorier is very open with their influences. Role model for the Astra was the vintage Rolex Datejust, Universal Geneve's Polerouter, and a vintage Transocean by Breitling. So in other words, all-rounder from a time in which a watch was used every day was really a nice tool. And then they executed the Astra without too many compromises, and that's what I love with Lorier. These originals had a plexi, so let's use a plexi again. It's upright heartwarming how they sell it. We know you want that sapphire, we know that you're afraid of scratching the crystal, but look, we give you a nice kit to remove every little accident yourself. Nothing evil can happen to you. And then of course 36 mm case diameter. They will lose a lot of people with that size, but the aficionados of these vintage classics will love them for that. And when we study that dial, we also can see that they created with these influences something new. I personally think that it would be wildly exaggerated to call this watch an homage. There are fine design elements rather from the 50s, I think. If you see these dolphin hands and these indices. The lollipop second hand is not super necessary in my opinion, but okay, people will like that feature. From the Polerouters with date function, they've taken the form of the date window, I guess, on position 6, which gives the watch a nice symmetric balance. And this symmetry, this balance, you find also on the case. Note the lugs. That really is form follows function. Case and bracelet are completely brushed, which underlines that this is a tool. The crown I find personally a smidgen too tooly though. I bet it works fine, but it looks somewhat basic. Also, the bracelet looks very functional. I can live with that. They state that we have proper solid end links and screws, a standard folded clasp, and that's fine. Looks like the bracelet you find on Tudor Prince watches, by the way, and they are pretty comfortable. So overall, great package for a very attractive price. And now I'm asking myself, which color is the way to go here? For me, it's the white dial. The blue is a 100% stunner, but I could imagine this watch on the wrist over weeks and months. And so I would opt for that understated look that fits the role of a classic better. So last info, availability. Lorier states that end of May or the beginning of June the watches are ready for sale. So only a couple of weeks more, that's good news. And that said, allow me to close this episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much and see you next Monday to Watch of the Week.